Okay, I'm going to make a pivot table and pivot chart for this data. Now I'm going to use order date as one of the variables. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is separate this data so that I can have it by month, day, and year separated. So I'm going to click on this column at the top, and then I'm going to go to data, and I'm going to go text to columns, and we want to keep this delimited, and we will say next, and I'm going to break it by a hyphen right here, and that will separate it into month, day, and year, as you can see right here. So I'll say next, and I'll go ahead and I'm going to overwrite this area. So I'll say next and finish it here, and it's asking me if I want to replace it, and I do. And now you can see I have years going down here, and I don't know how many years worth of data I have, but it goes for a few years. And I have days here, and here I actually have months. Now the reason why it's showing more than just the month is because it's formatted as a date, because that's the first one we put it into. I'm going to right mouse click here and format this cell as just general, or I could format it as a number, but that's fine. And it's just a single digit thing, so I'll just have 0 decimal places, and there we go. So this is the month, so that I just broke the date. Instead of being 1/2/2012, now I have the month here, so this is order date month, and then I'll just go across here with this, and we'll have, here's the day and here's the year. So I'll just edit this up here. In this second one I'll say day, and the next one I'll say year. And let's space this out here a little bit so that we can see everything. So I'll highlight, shift click these 3 cells and widen them out a little bit so that I can see all the headings. Now once I have that, I can go ahead and make my pivot table and chart. So I'll insert a pivot chart, pull down here and do pivot chart and table. This says what range do we want, and that's correct. There's 402 rows, and we want to go from column A to column J, and we want to put it in a new sheet. Say OK, and now we're ready to pull down things to make up our table. The sigma values area right here is for our dependent variables, which could be profit, total, or quantity. So I'll pull profit down to this area, and then along your x-axis could be anything that you're interested in. I'll do segment here, meaning, did you order it hybrid, in person, or online. Next thing we want to do is we want to make sure we have averages here, because right now if we look over in this area it says sum of profit. So this is the total profit earned in hybrid, total profit in person, total profit online. But you might be more interested in what was the average profit of these methods of doing ordering. So if we pull down on this arrow right here, we can choose value field settings and choose average and say OK. Now we got the average profit for each hybrid sale, in-person sale, and online sale. That's very fast at breaking this down, and it did not require messy formulas. Plus you can get anything very quickly here by doing this. You might want to sort your data. So if you want to sort it so it looks like a Pareto chart, we could right mouse click in the table area, sort, and we'll sort from largest to smallest. And now your chart and your table are sorted. Now we can bring anything we want to make up separate columns in this area. And just looking through, maybe you might want to have, let's see, let's do county. If I put county in this area, now I have the data broke down for each county, for each type of ordering method, and I have the average of each one of these. you can filter your data too. For example, let me bring down order date year, one of the variables we just made. I'll bring it down as a filter. So that didn't change the graph at this point. It's still getting you the average for all the years. But if you want the average for a particular year, you just click on this area and you choose the year that you want. For example, if I just want the averages for 2016, I can say OK, and I have the averages for 2016. If I want the average for multiple years, I can click on this area and click the multiple years that I want to deal with. For example, let's say it's 2016 and 2015. Now I got the average order for both of those years combined for each county, each method. And again, I can hold it here, or I can look up here that the average online for Carbon County, and I'd have that right there. So there it is, 302 online Carbon County. I believe that's this one right here, 302. So there's a lot we can do here. We could change these around, maybe look at months and see what's going on with month when we bring that down. And maybe we might want to, I just brought the month down to the filter, and maybe we want to look at a particular month. Let's say here's January. Say OK. And now we're looking at the sales of just January for each county, for each method. So it's very specific. And you know, you have this data here. Like here is, again, Carbon County online sales for just the month of January. We might want to do the months along the bottom. You know, there's a lot of different things we could. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll just do a couple more things here. We'll bring month down along the x-axis. You see, going along the x-axis, and we could maybe do the let's do the counties over here on the legend. You see, and now we have each county going along here on the legend, and we have our months going across here. So we could see, like, for example, is there anything major going on? Well, here's a huge sale in the month of August. We're at, well, in Teton County, and I don't know why they have such a huge sale, but they do have a high average amount of profit, I think is what our dependent variable is at that point. Just messing around with this area, we might do, let's go with something easy on this area, like segment again. So I'll get rid of this order month out of here, and let's go to segment, bring that back down, and maybe we want to have a couple dependent variables, not just the average profit, but how about also the average quantity sold. So let's bring that down here, and I'll make sure that this switches from sum to average again by changing the value field settings to average. And now I have two dependent variables here. So like for Carbon County, we have their average profit and county and their quantity for each county for each method. So that's a lot of good data right there. Now what we haven't done yet is do anything except for averages, and but you do have a lot to choose from here. But one thing you don't have is medians under these value field settings, and I'll show you how you do medians on the next video.